All right, it's the after show. Thanks for all 11 of you joining us tonight. It's not a big show, but it's a nice night outside, and I can see why maybe not everybody is inside tonight watching old John. I would certainly understand that. Thank you for joining me as always. Sorry if I was late in the chats to the comm center. I was with the fire department. I was with various fire departments and various EMT companies nearby. I was doing some radio training, but wouldn't you know it, I had opportunity to mention Nicole Ford and what dispatchers go through, and I was surprised. They were very, very receptive to hearing about kind of what goes on our side of it. So thanks to Drew Breezy and the last year and a half of training of getting me ready to go talk to fire departments and EMTs and paramedics about what it means to be a dispatcher and speak with some kind of authority. And there was even a former police officer there, actually he was a state trooper. And he like stopped me before I left and like thanked me for what I said. And the text message I just got from the ambulance captain is that everybody thought I did a good job. She's the one that invited me. So like most of all, I hope I made her look good, because if I showed up there and I looked like a big jabroni, I'll never be invited back. So I also took like 20 questions on how things work and why don't they work, and spent a good amount of time just like apologizing for how things often don't work the way that we intend them to work. And I did some bridge building, I think, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I made some huge mistakes that I will pay for in the future. So just wanted to say hi to David. He's always the first one here. He usually shows up about a day in advance. Will Cray, he's here. Chase is here. Tyler's here, dropping major money tonight, buying memberships for all these people who don't deserve it. They're going to be getting all that wonderful bonus content I keep promising. I'm going to talk about the status of bonus content tonight, as there is a news update on that. Comm Center's here. Thank you, Comm Center. Good job. Marine's Blood. Man, it didn't even show up for me. I had to hit your icon. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube sometimes doesn't like us. Make sure you're just hitting like, subscribe, follow. Make sure you have YouTube. Go into your phone settings and make sure you're getting notifications from YouTube. That means you might be getting notifications from other things on YouTube that you don't like. I suggest you unfollow them and just super follow us. There will be more here from more here than the pre-show. Are you saying that Comm Center is the pre-show? Tyler dropped $10 Canadian on us, which is almost $10 American. I've been doing that all week, and I could take a night off. Marine's Blood says he'll go get my other accounts. I'm not sure what he's paying for. Marine's Blood needs to let me know what his emoji of choice would be so I can make that happen. Tyler, you go eat dinner. I wish I was eating dinner. So this week, I did a fast for 101 hours, which means I stopped eating on Saturday, and I only started eating again this morning when I woke up. And I did it to see if I could do it. And I could, and it didn't go as well as I thought. I had fasted before. On prior occasions, I would usually get to a phase where I would get to like really clear thinking and like euphoria, which is probably what dying feels like at a certain point. And I was just really lethargic all week. So if you listen to my other podcast from this morning that was recorded yesterday, I sounded like Kamala Harris, because, me completely without calories and caffeine and probably not much sleep. I'm functioning at her best level. So if you wonder why the show that you may have seen earlier today was not my best work, that would be why. I don't have any calories of any kind. But I have eaten. I had breakfast, and then I came home and I had some snacks, which I shouldn't have done, because then I go to this meeting, and of course they have food there, and I can't be rude and not eat the food. And they had something there that will surprise you. They had homemade salami. That is a thing. And I'm like, well, I've got to try this. So I tried it, and it was fantastic. I had it on some crackers, Doritos, the usual. It was pretty good. The fact that they allowed me to eat rather than like telling me to get the hell out of there, especially since I didn't bring anything, pretty nice of those guys. So I don't know why Marine's Blood thinks I have to go live if we don't hit 10. I mean, I've done that before when we only had 3, just to kind of say hi. Will Cray says, I just paid for a flight to Orlando, so I'm a bit out of cash tonight. Well, it's got to be cheaper than it was for me, and I'm flying to Orlando and back for about $254. So is that a lot of money? It wasn't that bad. It was very affordable. I guess it all depends on where you're going. And Will, of course, is a first class only kind of guy, so I'm not surprised it's more expensive for him. This is not members only, so you do not need a credit card. The Monday morning show is members only right now, for the time being. Everything's always subject to change. One day, John won't start until we're at 10,000 in the chat. Yeah. I like to think that I could talk to 10,000 people, but I don't know that I could. I almost got into Monday stream, but John remembered to turn it on members at the last second. Oh, well, you were staking it out, huh? I did. I switched it over with only seconds to go because I was like, well, I'm definitely going to tantalize everyone, letting them know that we've got a big show on Monday morning where I discuss the president dropping out of the race and disappearing, and is he alive or is he dead? And then it's like, well, I'm going to switch it over at the last second so that so I tantalized the non-members, kind of blue ball them a little bit. And then the seconds are counting down. I'm like, oh yeah, how do I do that again? And so like I'm like clicking through YouTube like furiously. Shit, I should have been ready to throw the switch. So I know how to do it now. There are benefits to being members. You don't have to be a member. If you only just want to be my friend, that's fine. If you're in love with me, it's a whole other thing. You get a little bit more benefits if we're that level. So if you want to be friends, but with benefits, I suggest you become a member. That was pretty much a terrible way of putting that. Just don't forget me when you hit 10 million subscribers. Are there 10 million people that care about 911 dispatcher? 911 dispatchers? I don't know. I wonder. Marine Splits is a nice intro. You can thank Dewey for that. We teamed up this past weekend, and he recorded all of that. I did edit it. Is it for looking for the Walking Dead intro? It kind of has that because the music is similar. It's actually very similar. There's a guy named Bear McCreary covered the Walking Dead theme like as a almost as like I won't say it as a dance mix or whatever, but just as a kind of a cover. He did kind of a jazzier intro, and it sounds almost exactly like that. This is like almost like the Walking Dead meets Daredevil on Netflix is what our theme song sounds like, and I love it. So Chase, thanks for saying that my stream on Monday was good. I like it. The intro was just what it's like me. It's sort of based on a true story of what it's like every Thursday when I go home, when I leave work and I head home and I get ready to do comm center there. So I'll probably replay it because it fills time and it's free to me. So why not? I hope you guys liked it. I thought of putting Dana in there. How could you go wrong? And me saluting the flag. And I don't know if you guys caught that, but when I'm at the gas pump, I am smoking. Just so you know, that is a decommissioned gas pump. If you could not tell by how old it was, just from the old style of it, it is a decommissioned gas pump in my town. There also were plenty of signs on it that said like, local checks only and all this. And I tried to get everything in there. There's actually extra footage that I could not get in there. But it's probably one of those things that will evolve over time. I also wanted to get some footage of me driving through Chick-fil-A and things like that. And I just didn't have time to do it this week. So I'm glad you guys like it. It's really an asset for no reason. It was fun to work on. Hope it was fun for you. Hey, you remember to change your screen this time. Well, now I have, I don't know if you saw this on the intro, but it's me changing my screen from Hard Time to Aftershow. So that's literally in the intro is me changing the screen now. So it helps me remember. I'm glad my membership dues paid for that intro. I'm just going to say yes, they paid for it. I don't know that anybody got paid for it, but my time, Dewey's time, we were just hanging out. It was okay. John was the arsonist. Well, yes, it was me. Outstanding remembrance of Nicole. Yeah, I was, there was a guy there that was a former trooper, and he was talking about how important it is to go to critical incident debriefings and to invite dispatchers to those. And I was like, wow. I just let him talk for a while. And then I couldn't help but mention Nicole Ford, somebody that endured a lot and, went the same way a lot of firefighters, paramedics, EMTs, and police officers went. She's just important to lift up as a memory and as a story and as a person. That's someone that carried something horrible inside of her, that she was a victim of that bombing too, really, in terms of what it took from her and the effect that it had on her and her family. And hers is a story that deserves to be told, and it's probably not one of the better known stories. So I was happy to kind of tell it to everyone. And I think I was able to make it matter. So I tried to be poignant for a little bit. And then at one point I realized I was being real serious, and I was able to kind of like also be humorous. And dispatchers do not have the reputation for being funny. So I hope that I saved a little bit of that. I hope I showed them that we are human beings as well. We're just stressed out. Drew said, I learned of another dispatcher, location unknown, but he was a young man. I'm sure we'll talk about that at some point, one way or another. Marines Buzz says, should be getting notifications from you guys. What does that mean? Because you don't subscribe to Instagram, that I should probably call you and remind you, hey, Marines Blood, it's Thursday. You know what Thursdays are. Heard of one recently too, Drew. Mountain Films. He's here. He really is the one that has the eye. I really just kind of timed that to music as best I could in a logical order. I had it was all Dewey, pretty much. Sad to hear that, Drew. Once again, those in the chats list of nationwide organizations that can help. Yep, there's lots of ways that you can go and get help. I wanted to say 988 is one of those if you are struggling. If you want resources, if you just want to talk, 988 is there to do that for you. If you are at the point where you have a plan, you have lethal means, and you've been thinking about ending your life, 911. Make the decision to change. Don't make an irrevocable decision based off of the shit that you're going through now. I can tell you, man, you're gonna reach the lowest point in your life. You're going to reach it. Nobody has a life that's all up. You're going to reach a down point, and you're going to reach a point that's so low you never imagined it. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Time heals everything. Time makes everything better. I remember when I was having one of my lowest days of my life. That was good advice that I had from a friend who has since passed away. But he said that time makes everything better. And I think it's a truism. It's probably a little bit too banal to help people who are really in that state. But all I can say is that time really does get you past things. Like if you can just hang in there, you're going to find a way. Things are going to work out. Just don't give up. As long as you're alive, there's hope for change. So don't throw in the towel. Find somebody that can help you. There are people that want to do that. It was just under 600 flights for me. Will, you're very bad at buying flights. I learned how to buy airplane tickets on a podcast called The Art of Manliness. It's basically a podcast that has nothing to do with really masculinity or anything, but it's about practical advice for a living. And for guys like me that didn't have a dad, all the stuff that you should just know, but that you don't know, is on the Art of Manliness podcast. They've got like 900 episodes. It's actually run by Adam and Kate McKay. He's a lawyer and a bodybuilder and all kinds of things. And if you wanted to know how to start a fire, if you wanted to know how to escape from a sinking car, if you wanted to know how to tie a tie, if you wanted to know how to shave, whatever it is you want to know, if you wanted to become well-read, if you want to understand how to cook eggs like James Bond, everything's in there. If there was another podcast I could ever recommend that would just endlessly entertain and inform you in a totally wholesome and uplifting way that you will leave feeling edified and empowered, it would be the Art of Manliness podcast. He does not know I exist. I'm just a fan of his. So look that up. Art of Manliness podcast. I believe they also maintain a blog as well. If you go to artofmanliness.com, you will find thousands of articles written over the last dozen years or so, more than that. about how to do anything. So, like, case in point, my air conditioning was not working 2 weeks ago. There's an article on the art of manliness about how, like, you can do certain things to perform maintenance on your own air conditioning. I went out and did these things. Ultimately, they weren't effective, but if your air conditioning is not broken, it would make your air conditioning a lot more efficient. So if you are someone who's alive and you would like that to be an easier thing, I encourage you to go to our Art of Manliness. Again, it is not about toxic masculinity. It is not about being macho. It is not, it's just, it's about being classy and having savoir faire and being the guy for every situation. Every man wants to be that, and it's just how to do that. I haven't done any updates in a bit, so would enjoy suggestions anyone has. Updates to what? I don't know. I would also love some updates. Drew, have been debating if I should make it into a wallet card size for easy distribution by law enforcement officers, if people want it, that is. Again, I wish I knew what you're talking about, but I would say go for it. Will Chris says, yeah, I was smoking. I'm guessing I was questioning why you're smoking at the gas pump. The ultimate reason, Will, is that I've just had a good run. You should have seen it, though. Something else that we shot, but I didn't get to include, is that the fire station is like one down and across the street. And I'm on like the main drag here in town. And I was just waiting for someone to call 911, like some idiot smoking and pumping his gas. But it's a decommissioned gas station. Yellow's impression of the intro music, I was going for ER style music. It wasn't bad. That ER is kind of what we inspired Dewey with. We said, like, go for that. But what he gave us, I think, was better than ER. So I wouldn't ask for anything else. A lit cigarette can't ignite gas alone, but the lighter sure can. This from a firefighter. So I'm just not going to argue. I did light the cigarette while I was there. I'm thinking of a couple on the side and QR codes for the other. I don't want someone to read a smartphone or internet to call. So he's conducting some business. Salamander says, sorry, I'm late. Was pitching the podcast to the girl at the gas station. How ironic. Thank you for mentioning it. Hopefully that gets us another follower. That would be nice. A text wouldn't be unappreciated. Good idea, and to use a standard business card because it's easy to carry and plenty of them. What was I thinking the other day? Someone was saying about how business cards are annoying and you should go away from business cards. There's like, I don't know what it is that's replacing them. It was some kind of airdrop thing or something. I don't know. I'm not good with the technology. And also, like, even though I've eaten today, I'm still my brain's still pretty damaged from not having any calories this week. People are talking to me and I'm not understanding the things that they're saying, and it's causing me a lot of grief. And so just bear with me tonight. Show cannot go on 2 hours tonight. I will be dead before then. All right. So you guys are talking about your own thing there, making the things. And I'm already to the end of the chats. How can the show go on for 2 hours if I'm already at the end of the chats? Tyler again dropped in $10. Chase, do you understand the fire tetrahedron? Do you understand the thing that I'm using as my little slang thing today? Your list of organizations. Got you. Caught up. You may as well. I mean, got a text from somebody. Oh. Sorry. I realize I'm like doing a whole thing here while I'm live on the internet. Okay. Okay, and I got a notification that the after show has started. Let me, Will, before you call, let me just make sure that everything's all hooked up, because I'm always embarrassed when, it's not. Looks like we've got 14. Looks like a lot of people that are normally here are not here. I was told on Saturday that a lot of people are watching Gear Goons right now. A lot of Carly and Beignet and a lot of Lauren and other followers that they're all watching some other show. And they don't show up here until it's too late. Cupcakes and Cameos is here. I did follow through with your emoji request. Why don't, until Will calls, I'll discuss the current status of the bonus material. So, Netflix is choosing to enforce their own copyright on the Ottawa County UFO thing in 1994. Drew told me that they said, actually, the only part they have a problem with is the 911 phone call part. And I said, well, naturally, the part I would definitely want to have in there. And so one of my options on YouTube is that I can cut out that one part and then it will be good to go. However, when I logged into YouTube and I looked at everything that Netflix has a problem with, it's like every single time Netflix is on the screen. So I'm going to have to get creative with that. I'm going to have to just really cut out bare bones, bare minimum, and I'm going to have to tell the story myself. I'm going to have to maybe like write down what the police officer said and then read it. So we're going to be talking to a guy about how YouTube works shortly, and maybe he'll have some suggestions for me how to make things work, because other channels are doing reaction videos to things. It could be a Creative Commons thing. Could be that they're reacting to stuff where they don't enforce their copyright so hard. I know that like Paramount doesn't care so much about their Star Trek properties, and that's why there's so many channels that like have cute girls reacting to Star Trek shows. But I guess Netflix is being pretty hardcore, which is ironic because Netflix did Bird Box, and I was informed by a friend of mine that they used actual footage of an actual town going through an actual disaster. They used real footage of real people's lives being ruined as part of a movie. Totally tasteless, unethical. But me doing a reaction video, apparently somewhere outside the lines in terms of what's allowable. The other thing is that I completed is I did a reaction to the movie The Call, starring Halle Berry. I completed that. It needs to be edited. And then when I was thinking about it, I realized, I could do better. And you guys really do deserve the best. So I'm probably going to redo that this week, particularly now that I've seen the movie. I kind of know what's in the movie. I know what deserves to be talked about and what doesn't. I can actually maybe punch up the commentary, make it a little bit more interesting. I wanted to go with kind of a spontaneous reaction. I wanted you guys to see my surprise to things. But then I'm just like, oh, okay. Like I realized, well, that's not interesting. So now that I know the parts of the movie that need commentary, I'll know when to hit pause, when to pipe up, when to talk about stuff. Because there actually was a surprising amount of stuff to talk about. There's a surprising amount of stuff for me to put down, but there's a surprising amount of stuff that they got right. So I think it's an interesting movie for me to do commentary on. Hopefully, TriStar, Columbia, and WWE Studios, that's right, World Wrestling Entertainment also produced that film. Hopefully they're not jerks about their own copyright and they let me respond to it. Otherwise, what am I going to do? I've got to figure out something. Because you guys have member content coming. I feel like I'm out on a branch that's breaking because I said these specific things were coming. I'm going to deliver them no matter what. How good will they be? I'm doing the best I can, but like I'm fighting Netflix for you, it's John versus Netflix is the situation for your entertainment. And with everything at stake, because I challenged them, their copyright claims. I gave them a whole rationale. I heavily edited their video. I made it like clearly a reaction video. I clearly said it was for entertainment and instructional purposes. They said no. And then like I can appeal that decision. But then if I lose, I get a strike against the channel, which could it means the goons show up at Drew's house and they break his legs. Or goons show up at Dewey's house and they break his legs. I'll be fine no matter what. But like poor Drew, poor Dewey, their legs are going to get broken if I do this wrong. So it's literally me versus Netflix right now, trying to bring you premium content. Please bear with me. I know that like we're getting under the wire because like I don't want these memberships to expire. All you people who are on a gift, like I want you to see these things. And like if they have 30 days to respond to copyright claims, I'm like, well, me, I should have been working on this a lot earlier. So I'm going to do what I can do for you, whatever that means. And I guess, just cheer for me as I take on Netflix. Who the fuck is Gear Goons? Gear Goons is a friend of mine. His name is Zach. He does podcasts, shows, and stuff about everyday carry, meaning people that carry knives, flashlights, various things. You may have heard some months ago, I did ads for this thing called CountyCom that was like everyday carry that they sell everything you need to survive: small tools, camping supplies, compasses, So I've been somewhat associated with the everyday carry community on YouTube. Well, Zach's a good guy. He's a former correctional officer. He actually did an episode of Hard Time once. And so this is weird. But one time I came across them because they were discussing how much they love me. I don't remember exactly how that happened, but someone like said, hey, like this other live YouTube show is talking about how much they love true crime. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'll go drop in on their chats, just to show like I'm not a big deal and I'll support them and just to say thank you for the kind words. Well, they invited me on their show, a previous iteration of their show, without getting into that, but they invited me to be on the show one time when I was leaving here where I am and I was going to town to go to Red Lobster, like driving at high speed through the countryside, through the ice and snow. I live streamed the whole thing like John's going to Red Lobster. And like my garage door wouldn't close and it was freezing cold. And there were some other mishaps. And of course, my dark dispatcher humor was there. And it was worrying some people in the chats because they weren't used to me. But it was like one of the greatest episodes ever of that show, in my opinion. And some people thought I should be invited back. Some people thought that should never happen. And Zach thought I should be invited back. So Zach Heng is a guy that does a live YouTube show, and he makes patches and things like that, and everyday carry stuff. And there's just a big group of people who are out there who are enthused with that sort of thing, and they have their own community. It's like the Commandos, but not of 911. It's of Commandos, but of like wallets. I hate to make them sound lame. They're not lame. They're cool people, and they've been nothing but kind to me. But this past Saturday night, they were having a show, and Carly and Lauren and Zach and some other people were on there, and they invited me to be on the show. And so I jumped on their show real quick and just shot the shit with them, and it was fun. And they apparently do that on Tuesdays, Saturdays, and also Thursdays. And I said, well, I'm never going to appear on a Thursday night because I'd be competing with me, which makes no sense. But if you wonder why some people are dropping into the after show late hours, it's because there is another YouTube show going on there somewhere that happens to be about everyday carry. I wanted to say hi to Amy, who is, one of my favorite people. We're all waiting for her to appear on the show. Will Cray says, wait, so you are saying you have to do work? I wish you had any idea how tired I am right now. I'm tired enough to cry right now from working a full-time job and doing all these podcasts and making special appearances. I'm pretty sleepy. Looks like Will's finally calling in. Hopefully I had this set up right.
Call from.
Will, are you there?
Yeah, is this the head nut of the peanut factory?
That's correct. Although peanuts are technically legumes. Go ahead.
How's it going?
I'm good, but I'm tired. How are you, man?
Not too bad. Just relaxing.
What's new in your world?
Just wanted to call. What's new? Not much. Just spent too much on an airplane ticket, but
Do you want me to like teach you how to buy flights, Will Cray?
no. I'm going on. I think the weekend that I'm going is like MEA, so
I don't know what that
tickets
is.
are stupid expensive. It's like a school holiday
MEA?
that like teachers get a couple days off or some stupid thing like that.
So when are you going?
Is October 18th.
Okay, I don't know what to
Like
tell you,
when
man.
MEA is.
I'm flying out there the first or second week of September, and I'm flying for a little more than $200 round trip.
Yeah, I was looking at other weekends, and it was a lot cheaper than when I'm going.
So when you start looking for flights, where's the first place that you go?
The Google machine.
What do you mean?
I just Google the flights. I just go where I am to where I'm going. You know what I mean?
So are you using flights.google.com?
Yes, essentially.
Okay. So when you select like your dates to fly by, it kind of shows you like what the average price is for flying on those days.
Yep. And then I think it shows even, and I check them over a couple months, and I find when the time is best to pick the tickets. And this was the cheapest I saw it for a while.
What day of the week are you buying tickets?
Yesterday
Was a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Best day of the week to
and
buy
I
tickets
was looking
is Tuesday.
That's good to know.
It's too late to help you, but yes.
Yeah, I know. It's too late. I mean, I can move my tickets. I can get different flights. But I am moving one of my flights. Because somebody can't do a concert and then immediately go at 6 a.m. right after it on a flight.
Yeah. I like to book all my flights separately. If it's cheaper to do it that way. That was something I did initially is that I was going to fly in United, which I wasn't happy about. And I was going to fly out Frontier because it was about $75 to fly home. And then Frontier collapsed this past weekend when they had that computer outage. Frontier basically went belly up. And
I heard, they're done, or?
Well, I don't know, but they see, here's the other thing. So here's something that's an interesting tidbit for you.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason why my plane tickets were so cheap is because I was flying on 9/11.
Oh, yeah.
But now all the flights on 9/11 have been canceled, and now so everyone's flying on 9/12, and all the plane tickets are really expensive, obviously, because there's twice the demand for them because nobody can fly on 9/11 now through Frontier anyway.
Yeah.
Or at least, they might be flying on 9/11, but they canceled everyone, and now they're rebooking it, and now they're obviously rebooking at higher prices because they know, well, all these people just canceled, and they're all going to rebook, so we might as well, screw them in the process. So I ended up paying a cancellation fee on United because it would be cheaper for me to pay the cancellation fee and then just book round trip on United. So that's what I'm doing. So that's something else you could do is that just wait for prices to drop, go out far in advance, buy the tickets. And then if they drop, see if you can, buy them again and then exchange the high ticket ones for a flight credit or something so that you kind of come out ahead. You kind of have to do a lot of long-term planning when you do it that way. But if you're someone that travels a lot, those sorts of tactics can work out for you if you're willing to, if you have the money to kind of, invest in your own future flying, you can do things like that. But, you see your time frame is about right if you're trying to fly in October, but I can't for the life of me figure out why flying in mid-October to Orlando is going to cost you that much. Is there some kind of big event going on at Disney that week, or?
I have no idea. And I mean, I went and bought little nicer things. I went Delta and American just because I have had good experiences on those airlines, and I got so I can cancel them if needed and move my flights and all that stuff. So it was like extra $200 for that. So just because I wanted to make sure I was good.
That's good. What are you doing in Orlando?
There is a meetup there for a different podcast.
For failure to stop or what?
Actually, multiple podcasts. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not name dropping
I still work for them. You're allowed to mention their name.
I know. And allegedly, Josh is going to bring the skateboard with him.
Oh, allegedly.
Did you know
that every time a thumbnail gets posted or a podcast drops to Spotify, it is because I did some work? I don't know if anyone knows this, but I'm the producer of Failure to Stop.
Yeah, you're the guy who actually does the work around there.
I'm the unacknowledged producer. I don't even ever get a cool name, right? Like Jimmy was the overpaid producer, and Elijah was the underpaid producer. I'm just producer. I don't even get a fucking name.
Eric did acknowledge on the stream the other week that you're the one who actually does all the work.
That's nice of him.
So
he doesn't have to acknowledge me though, as long as those checks clear. So, no, I still, I actually do have a show over there still too. Most people don't know about that one, but it still exists. So
that was actually a pretty good show today.
I thought that show was, can I be honest with you, Will? I think you and I are close enough. I can be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it. I was so trash. I had no calories. I had no caffeine. I was stuttering.
Dude,
I couldn't say the name of baseball players.
Maybe you should have eaten some freaking food.
What's that?
Come on, man. Maybe you should have eaten some freaking food.
I've eaten now. I broke my record. I ate today. I've actually eaten a little bit too much today, but I'll start fasting again tomorrow. But I wanted to break a record.
Well, why do you need to fast? There's this thing that you can do instead. It's called exercising.
Yeah, I'm doing that too. That's actually the terrible part. Is on Wednesday, on no calories, I went and jogged for a little bit, and I'm sure I mentioned that on the show. But I spent probably like 200 calories, and I was about dead on my feet. I'm like, well, I'm going to go over to 911 now and answer some 911 phone calls. This is such a good idea.
Yeah, that sounds like such a good idea.
Anyway, so I'm going to go to intermittent fasting and kind of be more reasonable about it. But I wanted to see if I could break my record, which I did this morning at 5 a.m. So
good for you.
How's it going at your work?
I'm working. I don't know if I said it last week, but I'm starting to. They're wanting us to go to basically 6 days a week, which is terrible.
You mentioned that. Why is it that you're not allowed to have 2 days off?
Because the gas company is basically forcing us to go to 6 days a week.
Did you tell him that Henry Ford is spitting in his grave?
Yeah.
Did you literally tell them that?
And
probably not.
No, I didn't tell him.
Did you want me to tell him?
But yeah,
I'll call him up.
Yeah, you can tell him. Go
Will
ahead.
Cray says Henry Ford is spitting in his grave.
They'll just say, okay, and?
They'll be like, yeah, who's Will Cray? Because I'll call the CEO of All Gas or something. Well, I'm sorry that
plus our parent company is going. Yeah, but I can pick and choose my Saturdays, which is nice. But they want us to work extra overtime, so they want us to work like 9 hours days or 10s, and then work Saturdays too. It's rough.
Yeah, well, the pay's got to be pretty good, right?
Yeah, when I'm getting overtime I'm at almost $40 an hour, so I'm not arguing.
Jeez. No more complaining.
But then taxes come in and take most of it. So
that's true. You do live in a state where the taxes are terrible.
Yes, and they somehow find out a way to ruin our surplus that we have every year.
You have a surplus in your state budget every year?
Usually we do, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Or at least we used to.
I can imagine where that goes to.
And then politics are gross. We don't talk about those.
Well, just Minnesota, we could get into it big time. I was literally in a restaurant in Minnesota one time, and I went in there for lunch, and the lady announced Restaurant closed. Governor says restaurant closed. I'm like, what the fuck? I literally yelled out loud, I want my quiche. Because they sell quiche there, but I don't like saying quiche. So I said quiche, and everyone like turned and looked at me. I'm like, what are you doing here? So it's this little place on the strip in Anoka. Maybe you've been there before. I don't know if you have or not.
You on Main Street?
Truffles and Torts is where I was at, bud.
I know Truffles and Torts, but I've not been there.
You got to go there, man. You know what's really good there? They got two things there that are amazing.
The quiche and what else?
The Truffles and Torts.
Oh, okay. Really?
I got you, Will. There's also a cool brewery called 10K Brewing that's about a block away from there. That's got a good good selection in there.
There's a really good barbecue place there too. Jelly Bean and Julia's.
What's it called?
Jelly Bean and Julia's. It's right next to Panuski's.
I've heard of Jelly Beans and Julia's, but I've not been there. Did you know there's also 2 speakeasies in Anoka that are like secrets? Like you have to like find them. And there's one where like if you don't get the password right, they don't fucking let you in. It's a legitimate speakeasy.
I mean, that makes sense.
Do you want me to tell you where it is, or like should I keep it a Minnesota secret?
You could tell me when we meet up in person next time, when we actually get tacos.
Okay. If that's in Anoka, I mean, then we could just go there as well. So, you know what we should do?
Maybe. What?
Let me ask you this question first. Do you like capers? Not the food, but
not particularly.
But like doing like a scheme. You ever schemed before?
I definitely have schemed.
Okay. Because like you could like sit on my shoulders and we could wear a huge trench coat. And they'd be like, why is this 10-foot tall man here?
One ticket, please.
1 ticket, please. And then like, you'll see I'll sneeze. You're like, sorry, my stomach has allergies or something. I don't know.
Yeah, my stomach has allergies.
Yes.
Doesn't your stomach have allergies?
Exactly. That's the cottonwood trees or something. We'll come up with something. But there's more than one speakeasy. There's one of which I couldn't get into. You know why? They said I wasn't cool enough. It's I'll expose that one because they don't care. But that one's there's it's an old hardware store, and if you walk in, they've got all these tools for sale on the wall, but it's like a fucking speakeasy, like it's a bar. And like I'm sure like the state knows this. They have a liquor license. Like in a sense, it's like all above board, but they don't advertise. There's no sign, and you only get in like if you're like really part of this underground thing. It's like a legitimate, and I don't know how like you can have a business that like no one's allowed to know about. But I guess it's like an open secret if someone like me knows.
Lame.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're just not part of the cool kids club, and that's lame.
Yeah, but that one's kind of in the vicinity of 10K Brewing, so I'll have to show you that sometime. What else?
What else is new? Not much. Just a lot of work. I went and shot today. That was nice.
Yeah.
But
well, if that's all you got for me, I mean, just call me back next week. I mean, you don't have to talk on air because you can just call me.
I don't know. I like to talk on air because there's usually we can make content out of this. You know what I mean?
That's true. I appreciate it. I appreciate that we can monetize our friendship for me. I mean, that's helpful.
Exactly.
To me. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you see why? I don't mind buying the enchiladas? It's because, well, you kind of have that coming to you.
But this coming up time is on me. So.
Well, I'm buying the whatever it is you're having to drink, and you're like, yeah, Diet Pepsi, please, or something. So we'll figure it out.
I will have a Coke with peanuts in it.
There, you should do that. Would it be your first time?
It would. Yeah.
Did you see that in the intro sequence there that I was buying cigarettes,
I did notice
Coke
that.
And peanuts at the gas station?
It looked like you were getting Diet Coke.
It was Coke Zero, yeah.
Oh, Coke Zero, okay.
Yeah, I can't actually have a Coca-Cola anymore. I'm too old, man. Once you're 40, you'll understand.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not 40 yet. My stomach and back and my joints say otherwise for my age, but
well, it's because you work hard. But you're still like what, 25? I could drop a bowling ball on you, and your abs would just spring it back up into the air, and you'd be fine.
no, I'd probably throw up if you did that.
No, I would die. So if you would throw up, you're still ahead of me. If someone dropped a bowling ball onto my stomach while I was laying on the floor, like just throw me in the trash.
I mean, it depends on how high you're dropping the bowling ball from.
Any
if it's
heights,
from like 2 feet,
anything.
I'm gonna throw.
Nope, anything. It doesn't matter.
That means you just need to work on your abs.
Dude, it's over.
I don't work on my abs at all. So.
Yeah, I like upper body stuff. I don't like working the core. I don't like working the legs. I'm just one of those typical
legs are
guys.
The best.
What's that?
Legs are the best to work out because that 2 days after when you can't walk, that's when you know you had a good workout.
The thing is, my legs are already so long. I don't need to make them huge. You know what I mean?
True.
You've seen my legs. I got legs for days.
Yes, they're very long.
I got long, spidery legs.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you for talking to me about my long, spidery legs, Will. I appreciate you entertaining me. I will catch up with you next week. I'm sorry that you have to like work so much. Are you working this Saturday?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay. Well,
it's kind of like option. It's a voluntold basically thing.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll catch up with you next
Smell
week.
you later.
Thanks for all you do.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.
So, Marine's Blood says in the chats, I believe it's considered free use if you're constantly on the screen reacting to it. Dare I throw up some of what that was so that you could see it for a second? I'll see if I can throw it onto the screen so you could see what they rejected. I will only play it for about 5 seconds just so I don't get this video demonetized. But I'll just play it for a half second here. Exclusive content. I'm John. I'm a 911 dispatcher. I've been active in the field. Season 4. I had seen this case covered on Unsolved Mysteries. It's okay. For some reason, that's the version that like doesn't show it on the screen. So anyway, so you saw what I was going for. That's the wrong video that I guess I'm sharing. I'm sharing the one part that doesn't have the overlay on it. Or did YouTube like reach into my computer and destroy that already? I don't know. But I'm on the screen the entire time, and I have the overlay showing the Unsolved Mysteries episode to no avail. I'll show a little bit of the call, just case in point. Actually, I don't know if it would show that at all. Well, I'll just try it because it's the same thing, so you kind of get to see what I'm talking about.
My mom here.
But you could see there that I'm, clearly reacting to Abigail Breslin in the call. That's what they have a problem with. I even chop it up so I'm not showing the entire thing. I'm just going from scene to scene to scene to scene wherever I have commentary. And they're still saying that's a no-go. So Will Cray says they will still get you for that. I'm back. Dinner was awesome. I love my wifey. You tell your wife thank you. Any wife that cooks dinner, always enjoyable. If you ever have Fire Department Chronicles, that is how you have to do it. Have you ever seen Legal Eagle? That's a lawyer that reacts to anything that has laws in it. Like he reacts to Liar, Liar. He reacts to that entire movie. Primal Fear. There's an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation that's like a courtroom thing that he reacts to. I think he reacts to like Law and Order at some point or something. We got another caller coming in. This one's coming in from far
Call
away.
from +1
so
4.
Let's bring him on. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you.
You got to turn down the podcast in the background. I can hear my own self.
I just turned it off.
And you know that I do like hearing my own self-talk.
Well, you have a nice voice. You should do audiobook.
Thank you. So how have you been? I haven't heard from you in like a day and a half.
Right? It's been busy for me. I've
Eh,
been working a lot, like 16-hour days the past few days.
Yeah, it's been busy for me as well, and I haven't had any calories the entire time. So, like, I haven't had the energy to do just about anything. For those of you who are watching, this is Melissa. This is our friend who was inspired to become, of all things, a firefighter by me. I'm the guy that hates firefighters, and this inspired her to become a firefighter. Melissa, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and thank you so much for the mug and the postcard.
I'm glad I was able to come through for somebody because I'm super frustrated right now with not being able to come through with the uh the premium content with me reacting to Netflix stuff. You're the one that told me about Netflix being unethical with the use of that footage. And they're doing me a little bit of dirty. So I'm frustrated by that, but at least I could get you something there. You've got a nice piece of art. You've got this uh, postcard that I've got hanging behind me, and you've got my mug on a mug signed by good old John. Um, the idea of my face being on merchandise, by the way, is the most ludicrous experience of my life. But what else is new? What's on your mind?
I just called to say thank you and that I'm really enjoying your show.
You're so sweet.
And
You already said thank you to me in a text message. You didn't have to call and say thank you in front of everyone, but that was very kind of you.
well, I think you're pretty wonderful.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
even though you hate firefighters,
So today at work, I had to get some training done every 2 years, or every other year. I have to practice, or I have to, I guess I would say training, but I suppose you would say practice. I have to practice how to dispatch for fire calls. Like, don't tell
yes.
someone to jump out of a window, close all the doors between you and a fire, use a wet cloth and try to get beneath the smoke. All the
Okay.
fire stuff that you know well about. If you have a fire inside a car, don't open up the hood and breathe in the battery acid smoke, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. And then so I spent the whole day learning, about fuel and oxygen and chain reactions and heat and all this stuff. And then like when I get off work, and I'm not complaining, but I had to go over to the fire department. And it was actually a lot of fire departments, and I have to give like a presentation to these guys on like radio stuff. And so I've spent the whole day with firefighters, firemen fighters, as I like to call them.
How terrible for you.
I'm just kidding. They're changing my mind. Now that they're not just a voice on the radio that I hate. Now that I could see them as actual human beings, I'm kind of figuring it out. But you're kind of did you want to tell your story of how you became a firefighter and about how you're about 41 centimeters tall and you're the smallest firefighter on Earth?
I probably am the smallest firefighter
Guys, she
in
literally rides
Canada.
around inside the pocket of a bigger firefighter.
No, I do not.
Yes, she does.
I
They had
have
to
to
make a
do
special little
everything.
axe for her that they got from a craft store.
No, but I did have to get special order gloves. But no, I have to use the tools and everything the same as everybody else. There's no special exceptions. I have to do everything everybody else does.
Two big firefighters pick
good.
her up and they hold her sideways and they use her boot ends to battering ram open a door. They literally use her as a piece of equipment.
Does not even true little.
Any good fire calls this week? Anything that will tantalize our civilian audience? Have you run away from any cool explosions? Have you reached into the abyss and grabbed someone's soul and brought them back to life? Have you chopped anything down? I don't know. Anything cool?
Well, this week I'm the featured firefighter for like the newsletter for our stuff.
I believe it. And the article says world's tiniest fireman fighter, right?
And yeah, and I just, like, what I wrote and what I believe is that anyone can do this job. You just have to have enough heart and mentorship and train hard enough to do it.
Is
But it
that why
is
they won't
harder
take
if
me?
you're smaller. It is. I think maybe because your beard, you couldn't wear the SCBA.
Because
You couldn't wear like a proper face piece with that beard.
I'm just under 2 meters tall, and they won't take me. So,
but you can't have a beard like that and get a proper feel on a face piece.
Yeah, but I'm also ready to go at any old time.
Well, maybe you should like shave the beard and go for a mustache.
Have you seen a picture of me without a beard?
I have. You sent me a picture of you without a beard.
Yeah, was I trying to scare you? Or what was going on there?
But you can't have a beard like that and like wear, if you're gonna fight interior, you have to have like a clean face.
Well,
otherwise, how are you gonna get your air, right?
I don't know. I would take it in with me. I would just put it in my jacket and then
So did they take you tonight?
Did they take
when
me?
you went to the fire? Yeah, because you were mad because you wanted to
nobody.
Be on your
Even the fire chief was there, said nothing to me. The ambulance captain said something to me about bringing me on board to drive the ambulance, but not the fire. Here's me without a beard. It's not good. I'm under the general impression that the less that you see of my face, the better. I'm also about 10 years younger in this photo. So if you wonder why there's still light in my eyes, it's because I've barely been a dispatcher in this photo. I've only been a dispatcher for about maybe 6 months in this photo. That's why I still look like I have something going for me.
About 10 years younger.
Are you checking it out now?
I am. I'm looking. I just turned the volume down though, so there wouldn't be feedback.
Oh, so you're actually at the station tonight, huh?
No, not tonight. I'm off tonight, and I'm back to work tomorrow morning.
Okay. Have you told other firefighters about my awesome show that kind of shits on firefighters a little bit, but it's still an awesome show?
Yeah, I've sent links to your show to a few people.
Anybody care?
And I had you as my screensaver, which was pretty funny for a while. The picture of you as the detective, right?
Yes, I'm sure that weirded everyone out. I didn't know that would become.
It did, but that was fantastic.
I didn't know that it was going to become a screensaver at some point. I sent her a picture of me dressed up like a detective because the detectives at my agency dress like mannequins from American Eagle. So one year for Halloween, I dressed up like a real detective, like what you see on Law & Order. It was an excuse to wear a suit to work. Like I just dressed up nice to work. And everyone kept saying that I looked like a plaintiff. Like they're like, "Oh, Bates, are you getting sued?" I'm like, no, I look like a detective. I'm dressing like how you're supposed to look. And yeah, anyway, everything I do is some kind of failure. So,
well, I think I got you a few more fans.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we are big in Canada. Here's the thing: our show, it's either next week or the week after that. It's going to involve Canada, and it's not going to look good. So I just wanted I wanted all the fans up there in Canada to kind of brace for impact on that because it doesn't paint Canada in a good light. Some bad Canadian stuff going on.
You're gonna do Canada the same way you do firefighters, right?
Well, when you see the show, you will realize that Canada started it, so it's not my fault.
What did we do to start it?
One of your citizens got one of our citizens killed, and the other one, I won't say anything about it. Anyway, we're on the brink of war, and you guys aren't aware of it because we're obviously going to strike first and surprise you. But there's been some bad shit with Canada going on, and we're going to break that all down. I don't want to spoil the case, though. I want it to be fun because it's a truly interesting case.
Have you seen anything on our fires in Jasper, Alberta?
Are there fires in Jasper?
It's crazy right now. The sky is black.
Well, that's awful.
Right?
I don't live close to there at all.
Burning down.
Our skies are like orange, so we must be getting some smoke from you guys.
Probably. You can blame us for that too. Blame Canada.
Yeah, I know some people kind of in that area, so I should probably reach out to them and make sure that they're okay.
Probably. Yeah, it's pretty hectic.
I didn't know how bad it was. Thank you for updating me on that. That way, now I know that I should be doing something to check in on my peeps. So I will do that after the show. I will see if I can get in touch with them. Of course, my peeps are all, first responders, so they're probably too busy to take my call, but I'll still check on them.
Well, that's kind of you, Jonathan.
Thank you for saying so. What else is new in your life?
Not too much. Not too much. I should have Monday and Tuesday off, so I think I'll go back to the lake. I've got like a mom's group, and we meet every Tuesday, so we're the see you next Tuesday mom's group.
Oh boy, that's inappropriate.
Right, but it's perfect. So I think that'll be nice. And
I was once on the combined uniform negotiations team, so I know how that works. I didn't know that Canadians knew that word. That's shocking to me. Who told you that word?
Yeah, so and yeah, I am having to like pull my socks up a bit more with fire right now because a lot of our best guys are in Jasper. They've gone to fight this fire. So yeah, so it's busy. And we've had a crazy amount of like MBAs the past week as well. But yeah, it's been a busy week.
Does it usually calm down for you guys in the autumn, or does it stay busy all the time? Or
yeah, fall is definitely calmer. It goes in waves. So summer is stupidly busy, and then in the fall it calms down a little bit. But then I don't know. Do you guys have black clouds too?
I'm sorry, are you asking if we have what?
Black clouds?
Oh, I thought you asked if we had black crowds. No, we don't have either one.
No black crowds or black clouds.
No, not where I live. No.
But things like in healthcare and in firefighting, it goes in waves. And like sometimes, like if there's somebody on, it's like a black cloud almost, and it's not even their fault. It's just
I get what you're
of a
saying.
certain person like leading the shift, like bad shit's gonna happen nonstop.
We call those people in America, we call them shit magnets, is what we call them down here.
Yeah. So it goes in waves. But then in the fall it slows down a bit. But in the winter it gets like pretty bad again usually too.
Yeah, with the ice and snow, yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Last year I was driving on the highway here and it was sheet ice. And fog, like the whole thing was fog and sheet ice. And I finally came out of the fog and sheet ice and there's a whole bunch of fucking goats standing on the road. And the goats don't care. They don't give a shit. They don't even move out of the way.
I'm sure that most of my audience here in America could definitely relate to that. Sheet ice, fog, and then just a bunch of fucking goats in the way. So
yeah,
probably cannot relate to that.
No, it's not relatable. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, I like hearing about your life experience and how different that is. That's okay. Anything else on your mind tonight?
No, nothing else.
All right.
I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for the mug and the postcard and your show. I really enjoy it. And yeah, I hope you have a great night.
Well, I wanted to say thank you again because, you said that Comm Center was kind of a reason for you to get through a tough time in your life, and it inspired you obviously to go out there and do heroic things and become the man that I can never be, So I really appreciate that Drew and I were able to help you, and that you telling me that has helped me, because some days I don't feel like I do anything. I think you mentioned to me recently how people in distress, when you save them, they generally aren't grateful, and that can take its toll. How it doesn't matter how hard you work for people, they just sort of expect it, or they're entitled to it, or they think nothing of it, and you can work yourself.
No, that's definitely not something you should quote me on.
No. But you saying that it helped you
but
helps
I
me
wanted
quite a bit.
to say, I wanted to say that you're a hero, like all 911 dispatchers are, and thank you for being there for people on their worst day.
Well, thank you for kicking in the door and dragging their flaming bodies out of there. I appreciate you.
Well,
you're not quite sure what to say to that. That's okay.
No.
Thank you for staging nearby and creating a perimeter. I appreciate you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna watch the rest of the show, and I hope you have a great night.
Hopefully, it's a good show.
I'm answering my call, Jonathan. Thanks for answering my call.
You're welcome. Hopefully,
and
it's
responding.
Of course. Hopefully, it's a good show. I'm failing quickly. I'm fading from lack of calories and energy, but I'll do my best to give you a good show tonight. Thanks so much for calling, Melissa.
Yeah, good night.
Good
eat
night.
Something, hey?
What's that?
I said eat something.
I ate plenty tonight. I had homemade salami. I ate. I'm good. Thanks so much. You have a good night.
You too.
Bye. What a nice person. I never knew firefighters were nice. What do we got? We can reenact it for bonus content. That would be nice. Drew, you could be the police officer. I'll be the 911 dispatcher, and we'll make Dewey be the alien. Fire Department Chronicles is what I should be looking at. I don't think they're supposed to, but will it try anyway? I'm not deep into this, and I have no legal advice. I don't know. I'd rather watch John than Netflix. Very nice of you. What's that movie where the 911 operator becomes a vigilante and leaves the comm center to answer a call? That's The Call. That's the movie that I covered. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but the movie is good until she leaves it at that point. Or is there another movie with a dude as the dispatch? That's probably The Guilty, I'm guessing. Dewey says, I don't need legs. I'm sure there's several with that plot. Legs are overrated. I mean, I'm not using them right now. Barley leaves the couch beans to the fridge and maybe the toilet. Bucket works sometimes. Abby's dropping in for a few at 8:55, which means she's probably already gone because that was 40 minutes ago. Maybe for the agriculture-related calls. Tyler just keeps dropping money on us. I don't deserve this. And even if I do, it doesn't all have to be from Tyler. Thank you for constantly just giving me your money. What do I say? I don't really deserve it, and yet you're just being very, very generous. I would love to pay you back. It's very kind. I don't know why you think that I'm good enough to be dropping money on, but I appreciate you. I'm terrible at this. I'm just supposed to say thank you. So thank you. John says he is doing the reactions to movies, but it's all talk. I just showed some to you. I'm going to show it to you again to prove that I'm doing something. I think the Unsolved Mysteries one, I think I uploaded to the cloud because it's like, well, this one's no good to me. I'm doing it. See, like, here's me reacting. I'm not saying anything. Okay. But there you go. That's me doing something. That's that. I want to get that past YouTube to show to you guys. That's me doing a thing. Fortunately, it's just Abigail Breslin using a screwdriver in the back of a trunk. So, but that's just proof it exists. Your name is John. John, that's your cool name. We love toxic diet culture. Nope. You don't have to joke about that. It's fine. Although I wonder if culture is a pun for you as a butter inspector. Where's that button? I meant to push this one. There you go. somehow life knew to play the shitty one instead of the rim shot. Doing, I want to talk about your bulimia. I'm allowed to throw up, Drew. So don't even. Just eat butter. I know I should. I could eat cream cheese right now if I could eat anything. John's intervention. I'm always worried that is what it will be. Marine's blood, that definitely won't help. I spit it out and work daily to counteract my job. I thought I asked you that if you did not consume it, if you merely tasted it. You could tell that I'm very carefully dancing around how to ask that. I thought you said that you just went ahead and fully mandated that sample. Good to you too for looking out for your fellow co-hosts that are. Amy, have you ever had deep fried butter on a stick? Again, the show should be about Amy. No, I'd love to try to not be fat, currently failing already. Yeah, but you got to try it someday. John and Will shenanigans. It's great to essentially a deep fried cinnamon roll with cinnamon and butter and icing. Oh, I could go for one of those. $20 for 11 liters. So insane. 11 liters of what? I don't know. I just assumed they wouldn't let you in because you were too tall to get through the door. If I was carrying around Will on my shoulders, I think I'd be officially too tall. I had this image of John and Will Cray running away in an oversized trench coat with Will Cray on top of John saying, "Run faster, John." Yeah, and he kind of like hits me from behind. Go, go. And I can't see where I'm going. And I hit a bridge and he falls off. That's how it ends. Leg days are the best. I'm sorry, guys. I just can't get into it. Will does have muscular legs. I'm sure he has a vertical jump of over 4 feet. Climbing this weekend doesn't hurt the show. What? To have good legs? I don't know. I could show off my legs. That could be bonus content. Would you guys like to put a 1 in the chats if just me showing off my legs? And then put a 2 if you never want to see that ever. We got a lot of paying members in here tonight, so I trust you guys. It's because he's a lawyer and they don't want to risk the lawsuit. I know. That's what I thought. Like when I was watching Legal and a real lawyer breaks down liar, and whatever else. It's like, it's because he's literally a lawyer. It's because he literally lawyered them. And because they know I'm a 911 dispatcher, I'm like, well, this guy doesn't have any money. He can't do shit. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm still working on it. All right. Everyone's kind of talking about like with the benefits of different kinds of legs. Netflix also donated $7 million to Kamala's campaign. Boy. That's the last thing I wanted to hear. She thinks you're wonderful. Keep her. You mean Melissa, I'm sure. Melissa is very nice to me. She's nicer than I deserve. I don't deserve anyone to treat me that nicely. She's kind of like, she's being too nice. I'll just say that. Are you saying that John should get a date out of this? I don't think that I can date people in other countries. So, also, like, I'm married to Kendra. So, for the purposes of this podcast, Master Blaster of the Firehound. There is nothing wrong with what we need someone to go into the tight spots. Yeah, small firefighter. This may sound bad, but being a 230-pound guy, I worry about women firefighters. She says she has to do everything that the big guys do, and I don't know. I'll leave that to you to worry about them. 100%. We don't giggle for nothing. Some people just giggle all the time because they're happy. Salamander, you're like the least giggly person I've ever met. I think if you giggled, you would die. Lauren, you're late. How was Gear Goons? I hope you had a fun time on that show. Waiting for Carly to show up since you guys were over at hanging out with Zachary. Everything's alleged. I don't care if you're watching my show while driving. Do not care at all. Absolutely fine. Oh, so Chase has put that away. Oh man, John looks 12. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Tyler, you can't leave a setup out there and expect me to not respond. Yeah. Who's on the phone? Melissa the Fireman Fighter. I think that's her official title now is Melissa the Fireman Fire. Next special guest on the show Monday morning is this girl. Jasper is fucked, for your information. Boy, that makes me scared. I feel like I need to make a phone call right now. Very concerned. Williams Lake is on fire too. How does a lake catch on fire? Holy crow. Why am I only just now finding out about this? I'm a bad friend. We are like the opposite, busy spring, fall, dead winter here. Out there in the land that the equality state. John, you keep saying failing, you're not doing great. What? John, you keep saying you're failing, you're doing great. Oh, I thought you were saying like that you're failing and you're not doing great. I was like, let me kick myself when I'm down. So Will Crate never wants to see my legs. Sillermander wants to. Chase never wants to see either one of my legs. Will Cray says no, he doesn't want to see my legs. David says no. Sillermander says, let me see them babies. Marine's Blood doesn't want to see them, but then does want to see one. Yoga with John. Where's my invite to the wedding? Here's the thing. Kendra and I are already married. We got married before the podcast. We got divorced. And then the podcast was a condition of that. That would have been last October. Now that True Crime has ended, as soon as that Tuesday came along that we didn't do the show, we were technically remarried. I'm going down there to Florida. We're just gonna, renew my vows or whatever. We're doing a thing, and then I'm gonna fly back to wherever the hell I live, and she's just gonna continue to live her life, and I'm gonna continue mine, and I'm just gonna get that alimony check. Sweet alimony. So it's really not a wedding. It's really just me getting, money. John's brain is mush. Ouch. True, though. I am not doing well tonight. Show the legs, Amy says. Amy and Silamander want to see my legs. None of the men do. You know what I should do? I wish I don't think I could do this, but I would set up a show where it was just for the specific people, meaning Amy and Silamander. And, I would just stretch my legs or whatever it is you girls want to see. And then that would be that. It's like OnlyFans, but literally only 2 fans is what it would be called because only 2 fans actually want to see that. Ladies' night. I should. Can we see them covered in butter? No, I don't have the budget for that. And I'd be too tempted to shave them to see like, well, does butter make a good shaving cream? Because I'm kind of a scientist. I'm something of a scientist myself. So one thing I like about my legs, if I may like one thing about myself, is how hairy my legs are. When you rub your hands through the hair on my legs, it sounds like someone saying the letter F. F is in Frank. I don't know if you can hear me doing that because like YouTube has some noise cancellation that like prevents you from hearing that sound. But say the letter F and like really drag it out, and then just imagine me dragging my long fingers through my long legs of long hair. There you go. I hope that doesn't disturb too many of you. I see the numbers are crashing. 10, 9, 8, 7. Everyone's leaving. Top tier membership. Can you see Drew's legs too? Yeah, except Drew's legs are broken because I pissed off Netflix. So he's in a wheelchair. So you'll be able to see them in like 6 months when he comes out of the cast. I wouldn't want to see them, but it would make good material for blackmail. Even blackmailers have some lines they won't cross. They have a sense of propriety. They'll say, even for me, this is in poor taste. And they would just destroy the pictures for aesthetics. Just for aesthetics itself. Just because they're like, well, this doesn't contribute to the beauty of the universe. This only subtracts. So the pictures would be thrown into the fire, and then not even the fire wants it, and the pictures would be thrown out of the fire. So, you'd have to get him in a shredder or something. I don't know. He could do a comparison: USADA butter on one leg and counterfeit butter on the other. First of all, I want to know where to come by counterfeit butter. I am sure that Amy knows how to do this. If she knows where all the premium approved butter is, where's all that bad butter at? Because some of us don't have very high standards. At my grocery store, I go to the grocery store aisle, ISLE, and I'm buying the expired food. I don't care. I'll buy grade C butter. If I'm putting any butter on my legs, it's definitely going to be grade C or lower. I'm not going to put premium suitable for human consumption butter on my legs. I'm going to put the stuff that's rejected. So, Amy, if you wanted to let me know where I could get, some kind of reject butter or illegal raw butter or whatever that would be. Depends on what you mean by counterfeit. She says, any butter that you're not approving of, Amy. There's some stock that you're saying no to, and it's getting diverted somewhere because we know it's not just going in the trash. It's not getting melted down to form new butter. Wherever it's going, whether it's going to the Iowa State Fair, as Chase indicates, or if it's being shipped to Canada because, whatever. I'm actually really worried about my friends in Canada. So I may have to cut this show short just to make sure they're alive. I'm very upset. It is put on hold and never sees the light of day. Yeah. And then what? It gets diverted somewhere, right? Goes somewhere. Doesn't just go to a medical waste facility or something. Does something somewhere. $20 for liters of gas. Well, I don't know how much 20 Canadian dollars is, and I don't know how much 11 liters is. Is that a lot? Seems like not a lot, I guess. You can't say. You won't say. Guys, it's the feds being feds. She got her black helicopter. She's carrying away the butter. She's answering to the syndicate. She's answering to the people that are pulling Joe Biden strings. Where's our defective butter, Amy? It's a conspiracy. Where's Carly at tonight? She don't care I exist. What else? So I can't show you any of those special features. Okay. This is not helping me feel better. This is making me feel worse. I'm going to have to make a phone call soon. Because I had no idea. Ain't nobody telling me shit. But I also am ignorant to the world. So, Amy, you scoundrel, you. She's just it's probably Area 51. That's where all the butter's going. I have tasted the butter they sculpt the cows out of, and it's 0 out of 10 at an average of 5 to 7 years. Yeah. I mean, what else would they use? Plus, the butter that they use at the Iowa State Fair, it's got to be pretty hard, right? I imagine that's the fate of that butter, is that it gets used for non-human consumption. Chase, I got to go to the Iowa State Fair. I've been to the Minnesota State Fair, and I didn't like it. I don't know if we have a lot of Minnesotans on the show tonight, but I've never met a Minnesotan that was nice to me. I've never met a Minnesotan that didn't end up, breaking my heart. I mean, that's happened a few times. Don't date Minnesotans. They cross our borders illegally at night and steal our dogs and vandalize our wonderful state here. But what else? I dated a girl from Minnesota. It didn't work out. And that's really why I'm going on about that. But I went to the Iowa State Fair, and I've told this story before, but I was on the like the sky thing where you ride through on the sky and it's slow and boring and your legs hurt because your legs are so long. And I saw someone eating a fried human hand, and that was normal to Minnesotans. And so I don't know. Not Area 51's. Yeah, guys, it's just Area 50. That's where the butter is. Just Area 50. Not trying to make you feel bad, John. Just trying to give you a heads up. We always have bad fires, so I'm sure everyone has been moved safely. Okay. I know. It's just I know somebody kind of up in that area, and I haven't heard from them. So I didn't know it was this bad. So I feel bad because, like, A, I don't know if they're alive and okay. B, like, so it's a buddy, and they're obviously going through a hard time, and I haven't reached out, and like that's not cool. So I will be doing that subsequent to the show. I will be there every single day if you make it this year. Hit me up. I'm an expert. When is the Iowa State Fair? I gotta imagine it's next month, right? And is that in Pella? Is that where they hold that? It's not in Des Moines. It's in Pella, isn't it? Or is it in a different place every year? I've been to Pella. Or is it in Ames? I think it's in one of those like kind of like suburbs. It's not Des Moines, but close to Des Moines, so that they can obviously have a lot of big acts and everything through the Des Moines airport, but still have it kind of like bring economic benefits to smaller communities. It could go to various places depending on the manufacturer, what's wrong with it, how long it's been on hold, and who put it on hold. So it doesn't get destroyed. It's out there, ready to be diverted into the black market butter underground thing. I need to confess to someone that I have a bad addiction to Nanaimo bars and eat way too many. We don't know what those are, Tyler. In this country, we do not have those. I've been alive in this country for almost 40 years. Never seen one. Never heard of it. Don't know what it is. You're addicted to like a completely unknown Canadian substance. We could only guess what that is. If I had to guess, it's a chocolate bar with maple syrup in it somehow. 4 to 6 seems like a lot. If you need to end the show to check on loved ones, please do. I wouldn't call him a loved one, but you know, I should be checking on him. It's actually in Des Moines, August 8th through 18th. Boy, you guys got a long state fair. Let's take a look. Should I go to the Iowa State Fair, guys? I think I might be able to. It's entirely possible. I mean, anything is hypothetically possible. August 8th through 18th. Let me check the old calendar. So hypothetically, I could be there like the 9th and 10th, or the 17th or the 18th. Hypothetically, could be. I've always wanted to go. It would be difficult because I do have like plans to go to Florida in September, but I do have a lot of vacation time. I wonder if they're having the local county fair at that exact same time, though. Probably. But that wouldn't be too much of a deterrent. I'll give it some thought. It's not impossible. Salamander says wheat Snickers, Reese's Cups. Yeah. I'm a big fan of the white chocolate Hershey bar. Crackle, Mr. Good Bar, dark chocolate. I like Sour Patch Kids, licorice. Those are the kinds of the things I like. Chocolate covered peanuts. I can't call them. Well, what if I call him in the live show and he's just like, my house burned down? I'm like, I'm not gonna like put that on the air. That would be horrible. Technically Pleasant Hill, but the capital's like 15 blocks away. I've been to Des Moines many times. So I've been in the Capitol. Actually, the Capitol has like the Capitol Dome has like a whole bunch of gold on it. It's hammered really thin, but it's got gold on it. And I went up into the rotunda or the dome, and I literally got vertigo going up there. I was like clinging to the wall when I was up there. So if you've ever been up there, then you know what I mean. I don't know. If you could describe what a Nanaimo bar is, Nanaimo, then I would tell you if we have something that's comparable. Silly, my wife wouldn't murder me. I'd give you a call. Why would your wife murder you? Because it's expensive? Just know I rarely answer the phone, so I have to text back, and then I would call, pick up the phone, asshole would work. Mr. Goodbar is legit. Word, isn't it? I like Payday as well very much. I didn't like Payday as a kid, but now I do. You guys have whatchamacallit. They're yummies. Yes, we do have those. White chocolate Hershey's bars, criminal offense, and psycho behavioral. We got a Fed calling me a psycho. I'm a little bit dangerous. What do you guys think? You guys don't like the white chocolate Hershey bar? The cookies and cream is actually what it is. You guys not a big fan of that? You guys think I should be locked away where I can't hurt society for my candy bar views? Tony's chocolate sea salt caramel is top notch. I like the Dove chocolates. They have dark chocolate peanut butter. Little they're nuggets or something. I don't know what they're. White chocolate is a crime. Wow, look at how fast people desert you. You express an unpopular opinion, all of a sudden everybody's against you. They think you should have to live on an island or something. My great grandfather painted the original layer of gold on the roof. There you go. We got something in common there, or just a story, shared experience kind of thing. I used to know. I used to know someone who, gosh, I think I would have to say he was a state senator. He's not anymore. He's quite advanced in age. But obviously he was at the Capitol quite a bit. Chocolate coconut custard type filling. Chocolate coconut custard. Chocolate coconut would obviously be a Mounds bar, but I don't know about it having, it's not really custardy. I like Mounds and I like Almond Joy. And frankly, lately I've been wanting to have iced coffee with coconut milk in it. And I've wanted to have coconut cream rum and Dr. Pepper. There's things out there that I want to try. Coconut is also a crime. Man, I'm about to go to jail. Everybody's bailing on this show. For legal reasons, I absolutely don't know any FBI or CIA for legal reasons. You know the three-letter agencies that no one's allowed to say. John November 2 Coffee Festival in San Diego. I'm already going to Orlando, bud. I can't fly twice in a year. Just not with my house being the way that it is with everything exploding and stuff. Okay, Salamander, we're about done here. Chocolate mint. I like mint chocolate chip ice cream. I just got the Catalina Crunch chocolate mint cookies. Chocolate and mint is the best combination there is. And you are a good friend to me, but this is where we part company. If you cannot get over this, then we're done for. Because chocolate and mint is pretty much the best thing there is. Where I live, there's these small ice cream shops, and you can actually get it in many different varieties. You can get Oreo and mint. You can get ice cream and junior mints, all kind of stirred up like a blizzard. I like it Dairy Queen. I like the blizzards that are made with thin mint, the Girl Scout thin mint cookies. Chocolate and mint is it's an achievement. It's Americans have done a lot of great things. We invented Will's 5-day work week. We invented the assembly line, the car, the flying machine. We went to the moon, and then there was chocolate and peanut butter, and we thought, have we flown too close to the sun? And then we got chocolate and mint. And you wonder why. You want to know why society is the way it is? Because we're not astonished by anything anymore. Because we achieved it with chocolate and mint. Nothing has happened since then that's astonishing. We don't have anything that can raise our eyes and our chins to the clouds and say, what else? What else can we do? Because that's what chocolate and mint does. It dares you to aspire. It makes you think anything is possible. And yet at the same time, it satisfies those aspirations because you're like, everything is possible because we have chocolate and mint. That's how good chocolate and mint is. I don't want to oversell it, but you're not truly alive if you've never had chocolate and mint. I also like chocolate and coconut. Silly can't be friends anymore. You've heard me down into the sea. Tyler and I are good to go. Silly themselves fighting words. I'm glad some people are on my side. My agency is a 4-letter, yes, USDA, but chocolate and mint is the best. I'm glad I'm not alone here. Are we talking ice cream flavors? Yep. I like it. We're fighting. Raspberry and dark chocolate is my favorite. It's good, but I wouldn't say it's the best. It's very good though. Oh boy, everybody's fighting. I'm glad it's over like a reasonable thing though. Mint. Am I saying that right? By the way, Nanaimo. I don't know. David, you're my only hope. It's the best. Yeah, it's by far the best flavor of ice cream. There's not even speculation on this. I'm about to throw out all my butter now. Yeah, and have it diverted to the black market. I vote Salamander to get an emoji. Salamander, what do you want for your emoji? You're supposed to get one. You never said anything. Thank you. Allegedly gone to the moon. Well, we for sure have chocolate and mint. This is an energy drink that is also laced with straight lemon juice. And it is designed to both energize me and annoy me back to consciousness. So every time you see me like slightly dying, every time I drink it, it's because it's like a punch in the face. Yours is supposed to be Dave. Yes, I still have that. I need a picture of Dave because if I can't, I guarantee you he's just going to look like Mike the Cop. So mayonnaise would be fine. I could do a little Hellman's mayonnaise jar for you. I love mayonnaise. And I love mayonnaise. And Mike the Cop doesn't like mayonnaise. And then, yeah, okay. Nanaimo. I still don't, from this, I still can't tell how to pronounce it. Nanaimo? I don't know. I'll look it up. I'll at least want to see a picture of it. Nanaimo bar. These no-bake layer bars are a classic Canadian dessert consisting of a chocolate coconut base, a creamy custard filling, and a smooth chocolate topping. So these aren't like candy bars. This is like a recipe because it's got unsalted butter, granulated sugar, unsweetened cocoa powder, a large egg, cracker crumbs, finely chopped almonds, sweetened shredded coconut. For the filling, you've got unsalted butter softened, tablespoons of heavy cream, bird's custard powder, powdered sugar, and the topping is semi-sweet chocolate chopped and more unsalted butter. So there's pictures of them. And it looks like something you would get at a bake sale. So I thought, for whatever reason, I thought it was going to be like a something you would see. Like I thought it was like equivalent to a Hershey bar, but it's actually something you would get at a bake sale. And eating 6 of those in a night sounds dangerous. How about Dave dressed as Captain America? Because it has to fit in a box that's like tiny. If you show Dave dressed as Captain America, you won't be able to tell it's him. You'll just be like, oh, look, it's Captain America. Really, really small. So it's hard. Sounds good minus the coconut. You know, I'm going to take a big risk here. And I want to preface this by saying, I love you all because you're all here just to support me, all 9 of you watching me. Somehow I'm adding something to your life. Those of you who got my hard time email this past week, hopefully you get to see a little bit of the real me. I know some of you are dying to understand who I am as a person, even though that's really not fixed or a certain thing. But it's my heartfelt belief that coconut is a flavor that you can only appreciate once you grow up. I think when you're a kid, It's beyond you. And I think when you finally get your poop in a group and become an adult, coconut is one of those things that you like. And I have known so many people that say, I don't like coconut. And I say to them, have you had coconut since you've been an adult? And then I'll have them try something with coconut in it, a Mounds bar, whatever. They make these little bars that they sell them at Costco that have coconut in them. Whatever. And then they're always amazed by how much they do love coconut. And I'm like, it's because you made the decision when you were a child, when your brain wasn't fully formed, to hate coconut, and you never gave it another chance. Now, I'm guilty of this. I don't eat Brussels sprouts. Everyone tells me Brussels sprouts are wonderful. Oh, fry them up with bacon. I'm like, well, you make anything with bacon, it tastes good. Someone even told me that they changed Brussels sprouts like on the genetic level so that they taste better now. I don't know. Could be possible. Last time I had Brussels sprouts was like 1988. But I'm telling you now that if you believe that you don't like coconut, you don't have to put this in the chats. You don't have to admit it. You can carry this as a secret in your own heart. But you know, and I know, you haven't had coconut. Not in a long time. And there's so much sadness to go around in this world. It can consume us all and still have extra. And one of the few good things that there is out there, it doesn't make up for any amount of sadness, but one of the few good things that is out there is coconut. And if you're saying no to that, and you're saying no to a better life for yourself, somebody drop some money. $10. Thanks for the email. And here's to your next work coffee. Thank you. Actually, I grabbed coffee on the way to work today. There's this little place. I won't name it because then you'll know exactly where I live. But it's basically a trailer. They get pulled around by a Dodge Ram, and they go from little town to little town to little town, and they sell coffee. And my coffee this morning was great. And I should have asked for it with coconut milk, but I didn't. I asked for it with cream. So you guys got to hear me doing the little thing there about the coconut. That was pretty emotional, right? It's because I'm dying on the inside. But I don't want to talk about that. I'm older than you, John, a little bit. I've never actually disclosed my actual age, so it's possible that you're not older than me. I don't like coconut. All right, stop it. I've always loved coconut. Brussels sprouts are delicious, you monster. See how we just become divided. Brussels sprouts are gross. Broccoli and spinach is where it's at. I like broccoli. I can have spinach on certain applications. I like spinach on my eggs. I love coconut flavor, and I like toasted coconut, but I don't like normal flaked coconut. I don't like the texture. There's always someone who's saying it's a texture thing. I can't believe I got $10 for an email. Thank you, though, for the coffee. It's gross. It tastes like paper. It has bad texture. I will die on this hill. We will kill you on this hill. I'm just kidding. I don't care that much. Cupcakes. I hate the texture, and that is sad. Side of Nanamito bars. I like how you guys are fighting. And Tyler just keeps dropping money. How much have you dropped tonight? You've dropped easily 15, and then plus the memberships. Like, you're complaining that it's $20 for 11 liters of gas. You've easily bought 11 liters of gasoline tonight. Like, I should give you your money back so that you can go get 11 liters of gasoline. I don't even know how much that is, but I assume it would be good for your life to have 11 liters of gasoline. Where's the coconut flag to add to my bio? I know, right? Like, where is that? It's a texture thing. Stop it. It's such a cop-out. It has a great texture. $35. You've spent $35 on me tonight. Could someone send Tyler some money? I mean, by all rights, it should be me. I'm revoking my gifted memberships for anyone from Team Coconut. We should actually have that parsed out. So put a 1 in the chats. I'm actually gonna like. I'll do something with this. Put a 1 in the chats if you're team coconut. Put a 2 if you want coconut to cease to exist. 1 for coconut, yes. 2 for no coconut, no ever. No, I don't know what this is going to be, but I want to know who the sides are. It's Amy's pro coconut. Dewey's pro coconut. I'm just writing it down. I don't know why. So Dewey's pro coconut. Cupcakes and cameos. What are you, neutral? Because you're saying it's a texture thing, but you like the taste? You have to pick a side, 1 or 2. Do not pick 12. Do not pick 3. Amy is on the side of coconut. Salamander against. Tyler against. Cupcakes is on the side of coconut. Chase is against. Really against. Salamander Chase, my man. David says 69. Nice. I don't know. All right. What I found is that of all the participants who answered, there's 9 people watching, 8 now, because like, what the fuck is this nonsense? 3 for, and 3 against. And I'm going to throw myself on the side of pro coconut. Pretty pointless. Anybody else want to call in? I'll probably go to the 2-hour mark, which is about 8 minutes away. So I wanted to give a chance to anyone else to call in tonight. Salamander has called in before. I was going to say she's never called in, but she has. What else? Anybody else want to call in? This is your kind of your last chance. Hannah Payne. Did we change anybody's mind? Put a 1 in the chats if we changed your mind from the first episode of Hannah Payne, where she's just like some kind of meddling kid that got in too deep, was doing something stupid, and got what she deserved. Put a 2 in the chats if you feel like we changed your mind and showed you that maybe, if nothing else, she was treated unfairly. She got a sentence that was too harsh, and she was trying to do the right thing, or write whatever you want if you have some other kind of alternate opinion. I'm just curious what you guys think about it, because Hannah Payne's over. We're probably never going to talk about it again unless she gets a new case or something. And even then, we're just going to, mention it in the news. I'm sure the appeals are going to go on for a number of years. But we have a new case coming up. Actually, the case that we're working on for next week, I'm kind of worried we're not going to get it done in time, because we're having a very difficult time getting a hold of the media. This case comes out of Ohio. We've reached out to the sheriff's office with a FOIA request. They're telling us that the sheriff's deputy who is in charge of media releases is currently working the county fair, and they will send us a DVD in a self-addressed stamped envelope. So it's like, you fucking kidding me? You can't send me a zip file that has all the body cam footage in it? Like, I did a breakdown, I think, from Barron County, Wisconsin. This little tiny county in Wisconsin where 2 deputies were killed. I asked them for the information. They just emailed it to me. They're like, here, just download this and unzip it. And it had like all the body cam footage in it that I needed. You're going to tell me that this place out in Ohio is seriously going to burn a DVD and send the footage to us that way? I feel like we're getting, and the stuff that we're asking for has already appeared in the news. So I'm very much a conspiracy theorist about what Ohio is trying to do to us. They're complying with what they have to do. Like, the law says they have to disseminate this information, but they're doing it. It's like paying for your taxes in pennies. We're like, yeah, I'm taking care of my taxes and I'm doing it with legal tender, but I'm going to do it in the most pain in the ass way, because they're going to send us a DVD in the mail after the deputy's done doing the county fair. You fucking kidding me? And I didn't say the name of the agency, so it's really frustrating what's going on out there. All right. Some of you, I guess, still mad at Hannah Payne. David says I changed his mind. Dewey says that she deserves to rot in prison. That's something pretty shocking from you, Dewey. I guess, you haven't seen all of the episodes, so you didn't see like episodes 2 through 6. So I don't know. I did not watch enough of it to make a judgment aside that from that hair, which is kind of superficial and mean, considering she's rotting away her entire life for trying to be a good person. Drew changed my mind in like episode 3 or 7.2 or whatever the order was. I didn't know much, and I went into episode 1 with an open mind. Well, that was good. I did have much of an opinion, but she was railroaded, and that prosecutor should be in jail instead. I agree. Who has a DVD player? I do, but want me to request it, John? The Michigan one? The case I want's from Ohio, so I don't know what Michigan case you could mean. It's Ohio. What did you expect? I don't know. Where's Michael Hendricks when you need him? Suspiciously absent. Tonight I'm going to call out the people who are absent. Lauren looks like he disappeared. Carly never showed up. My own sister, Christy, not here. Others very overtly absent. I guess there's other things to do. I don't have to entertain you all every week. It's a beautiful evening, I'm sure, this evening. I'll go probably out on my porch and enjoy some peace and quiet. She shouldn't be rotting in jail. No. Honestly, I would have given her like... you know what I would have done? I would have convicted her for maybe 10 years of manslaughter with a suspended imposition of sentence. Everybody gets like one suspended imposition of sentence in your life. And basically, if you break the law at all at any time when you're on a suspended sentence, then you go to jail for 10 years. You want to keep her out of trouble. You want to keep her from doing anything like this the rest of her life, which she already, I'm sure as soon as she was charged, she regretted ever trying to help anybody. But hit her with a sentence that's consummate to manslaughter. If you are gonna do this at all, I mean, personally, I would have her walk out of there acquitted. But if you're gonna get her with any kind of sentence, here 10 years, suspended imposition. She's gonna be a felon. She can't carry a gun at that point. Which this is all if you're gonna punish her at all. And if any kind of sentence was appropriate, that would be it. But I bet the jury should have just acquitted. But the fact that she's going to spend at least 43 years in prison. She's what, 25 years old? Can you imagine being 25 and you're like, well, you're not getting out of here until you're almost 70? Thinking about it right now, just in some shitty Georgia prison, because they really are the worst. We talk about Georgia prisons all the time on Hard Time. Georgia Department of Corrections is one of the worst Department of Corrections in this entire country. She is in a truly awful place tonight. Hannah Payne is. She is in an awful prison. She's probably scared. She's probably in danger. And she probably is still crying her eyes out. I feel terrible for her. I honestly do. And I don't usually feel anything for anybody, but I looked at this case long and hard enough to feel like even if what she did was stupid, her and Kenneth Herring, I feel nothing for. Even if you wanted to be like, well, he still lost his life, even if he was being stupid. He got to live a whole life. He got to live much of a life. He was 65. He's at the age now that Hannah Payne's going to be when she gets out, And I don't think he was that nice of a person. At one point, the prosecutor's like, no, we can't talk about Kenneth Herring's life. Not that you'd want to. You're glad that you can't talk about what a thug Kenneth Herring probably was. But man, oh man, this just keeps happening too, where people are sacrificed on an altar to make other people's careers. And I don't know how you can be a prosecutor or the kind of person that looks at Hannah Payne and considers the full case of Hannah Payne and you set out that I'm going to destroy this person. I've never been that kind of person. Even when I've been in competition with people for like positions at work, I've never had it in my heart where I could fuck up somebody's life or hurt them like that. I would never place my ambition over someone else's well-being. But that's their job, I guess, in a cynical sense. I don't know. All right. I have a DVD player. John, I spent a small fortune. I just still have one. I just never went away. Oh my God, I just found out Albert Einstein was a real person. I just thought he was a theoretical physicist. David trying to cheer me up. I'm not allowed to own a firearm again. Yeah, she's a felon. But do you think she wants a firearm? Do you think she wants a job where she wants to carry one? If I was in her position, I'd be just like, this isn't worth it. Because I tried to use it to defend myself, and look where I am now. I don't want to be too dramatic, but like, rotting away in prison for 43 years, is that better or worse than dying? I don't know. And how many worse crimes getting let out of bail? I know. That's the sickening part, right? Like if she had gone in there and she had been tatted up, gang member, situation like this, 10 years, 5 suspended or something. But they sent a message to all the entitled people out there. I have an old friend who killed our other friend via drunken negligence. He did a year of it and is out living today. A year. And that's in Michigan, where like they have like prescribed sentences. Like you drive through Michigan and it'll say on a sign, like if you hit a construction worker and kill him, you're going to prison for 20 years. They have sentencing guidelines in Michigan. Max is out here on probation after serving here in jail and being in the military and committing 4 more sexual assaults as a civilian. That's a bad guy. I agree. It's broken. I don't have much faith in anything else anymore. I don't believe in democracy. I don't necessarily believe in the republic. I don't believe any of it's working anymore. But I don't mean to leave you guys on a down note because there's always some kind of hope. Like I said, as long as we're alive, we're still hope. Tyler dropped 10. Tyler dropped 5. David dropped 10. Tyler dropped 5. And then Tyler, obviously, on the other show was dropping stuff too. You guys can, I had an uncle killed by a drunk driver. So, like you guys can get on that ride if you want. I won't say anything either way about it. My uncle died. He was on a motorcycle and he was taken out by a drunk driver. It wasn't terribly emotional because this happened before I was born, but like that's a guy that I never got to meet. So Chase was here. Will Cray was here. Thanks, Will Cray, to call it in. Marine's Blood was here. Thank you. Drew dropped in. The Comp Center was here. Tyler, again, I appreciate all the money you dropped tonight. Thank you for letting me know what's going on in Canada. I will be calling my friend shortly. Carrot, thanks for dropping in. I'll go ahead and play that as we leave. I thanked Will Cray already. Abby was here for a short time. Salamander. Cupcakes and cameos. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Amy is always one of our most fascinating members. You are the Fed. You are literally the Fed here. So I appreciate you dropping in and letting us know what's going on just behind the curtain of big government. We appreciate you. Lauren was here briefly. Appreciate you, Lauren, for dropping by. You don't owe me anything. You've spent plenty of money here. And just everybody else who's out there, commandos, everybody who watches this later, because you feel like it's worth it to watch me. All I can say is thank you. All I can say is that it means a lot. Someday you'll all get tired of me. Someday you won't find what I'm doing to be very interesting anymore. I'll run out of things to say. And this will all be over, and I'll look back on this time of my life, and I'll find it very confusing that anybody felt at all interested in listening to anything I had to say. but I'll be grateful for it because it happened. And although I'm not as big as Drew, I'm not as big as Eric, I'm not as big as some of these other people, I'm somebody to someone. So I appreciate that. Closing out, did the judge ever speak up against the prosecutor at all during this trial? I don't think they did. I don't have any impression of that because the judge, determined the sentence, I think, or played heavily in that. The judge could have also rendered a verdict notwithstanding, or could have rendered a jury. The judge could have rendered a judgment notwithstanding the verdict. She could have said that the jury applied the law all wrong, like the jury finding her guilty of malice murder and negligent murder. How can you be both? You either have intent or you don't. And the jury just said she had both. So the judge should have been like, you guys applied the law wrong. You can't have intent and then also not intent. So fuck that judge too. She's a nice lady, but whatever. You can kill someone if you drink and drive. Yep, apparently that's all it takes. My mind close enough to premeditated. My buddy shot someone drunk. It was a mess, or maybe he was high. Fucked me up because he's the guy that taught me gun safety. He knows guns back and forth. I can't compute how it happened. We'll be talking about that tomorrow on an episode of Hard Time. Tomorrow's episode of Hard Time is going to drop a little bit late because it's not in the can yet. So I have to wait for Jake to wake up and we'll do the episode. So I'm sorry. Hard Time has been dropping in the morning on Friday, but this one's going to drop in the afternoon because it doesn't exist. So look forward to Hard Time tomorrow if you guys are into that show. John, I'm happy to Super Comp Center. You all have good hearts. We're trying, man. We're trying to be a place that, I'm depressed a lot of the time and I'm not always super happy. It's been a hard week. But I'm trying to be at least a genuine place on the internet. And hopefully we talk about stuff that's serious, but also uplifting. I'm trying to give you guys some kind of hope for a future and that not everything's all doom and gloom, but man, life sure is sad sometimes. The chocolate of the mint thing also getting me down. I mean, did I need one more thing? Probably won't work in your favor. All right. We need to rally like everything did for Tiger King. All right, guys. It's been 2 hours and 7 minutes. I'm the fire tetrahedron. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and take us out on our wonderful new intro, produced by Mountain Films, edited by me. Thank you guys for everything that you do and for being here every week. And we'll see you here next week for a brand new episode of Com Center. I don't know if it's going to be the case I talked about or not. It all depends on whether or not they can email us a DVD, I guess. We'll catch you soon. Good night, everybody.